Start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been met by transmitting the notice of the regular meeting to the Commissioner's official newspaper on February 9th, 2023, posting the notice where required, and filing a copy of the notice with the Commission Clerk. The Deal Lake Commission meeting will be audio and video taped and will be shown on APTV, Optimum 77, and throughout most of Monmouth County on FiOS 28. I'm going to take a roll call. Allenhurst? Asbury Park?
Yes.
Deal?
Here.
Interlaken? Wait.
Interlaken's here.
Interlaken's here. Deal's not here. Where Deal is here. Block Arbor?
Here.
Neptune? Not here. Ocean?
Yes.
Tonight we have a resolution to approve the minutes of the regular meeting from April 20th, 2023. Someone please offer the minutes.
Asbury Park offer.
Second,
I'll
Motion.
second.
Okay, Lock Harbor's fine.
be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the Deal Lake Commission held on April 20th, 2023, being the same, are hereby approved. Asbury Park,
Yes.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Loch Arbor,
Yes.
and Ocean.
Yes.
Tonight I have the bill list. A motion, well, I'll read the amounts that we have first. Balance of cash on hand the previous month in Manasquan Bank, $145,163.49, and in the New Jersey Cash Management Fund, $42,819.24, for a total on deposit of $187,982.73. We got the next to last assessment, 2023 assessment, Ocean Township, for $19,750, and interest from Manasquan Bank of $470.48, for total receipts of $20,220.48. So total available at the beginning of the month was $208,203.21. We have disbursements of $1,813.06, and grants, total disbursements of $5,103.75, for a total of $6,916.81. Total on the balance on 5/18/201/286.40. Someone offer to the bills list to be paid. The resolution to approve the treasurer's report and pay bills. That's it.
I'll
Someone-
offer Asbury Park.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second it, Loch Arbor.
Thank you. Asbury Park,
Yes.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Loch Arbor,
Yes.
and Ocean. Done? Done? Where'd he go? Done.
You're
Can't hear you, Don.
here.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Technical difficulties. Let's see. Is he there?
I don't think.
Yes, but we can't hear you, even though it says you're not on mute.
Yeah. We-
How
Okay.
about now? How about now?
Now I
Yeah.
can hear. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, that's weird.
Mhm.
That's really weird. Okay.
Do you want to pay, do you want, wait, do you want to pay the bills?
What's that?
We're up to you to pay the bills. We did roll call. You were yes? That's so weird. Okay.
All right. You're muted again, Don.
I think he's someplace where it's not great Wi-Fi.
How's that?
That's good.
That's good.
So the bottom line is we're in the grant 2017-319 grant.
Right.
The latest. We have grant payment issues from the last submission. And I talked to Chris from Princeton Hydro. He's going to be working with Ricky and get that fixed this week. and resubmit. It's around $31,000. There were some discrepancies in the last submission. So that's get cleaned up. And we need that cleaned up because we're going to have another big submission for approximately 136,000. And I'm going to have Peter talk about that. Peter, can you talk about the latest completion of the project?
Sure. The components that were remaining in the 319 grant included the 2 rain gardens in Ocean Grove, which have been completed. Contractor did a great job in moving ahead quickly and getting it done before the summer traffic comes in. The work, I'll break it down into 2 sections, the kind of structural components, the drainage and the sidewalks look absolutely magnificent. That horrible drainage structure on the end of Pilgrim Pathway near Wesley Lake was removed. A beautiful curbed, paved drainage inlet was placed there at the same location. The piping system was relocated. We found old antiquated piping, not even close to what was represented on our mappings. So it was relocated, goes into the basin, which is the rain garden basin, goes out of the basin into the lake at the same location it did previously. And the rain garden was created as designed with thanks to Steve Souza, thanks to Princeton Hydro, and thanks to our staff, Matt Mariano, Dave Howarth, who followed through with both the design, bidding, and construction. And thanks to Precise Construction, who completed the work. Looks great. The plantings are a little smaller than I anticipated, but they were put in as specified. So we're anticipating decent growth. We've had 2 different people come in to water, so we're sure they don't dry out. And we'll get some rain periodically and monitor that to make sure everything stays the way it's supposed to until the growth spurt occurs and we get the colored plantings, hopefully late spring into the summer. So it looks good. I hope people have had a chance to go down and look at it.
Yeah.
I know Gail wrote a nice press release that she sent out. I don't know if it was published yet, but it looked good.
Thanks, Pete. I haven't sent the photos out yet, but they're spectacular. The job is probably the most, it's visible. You know, we did some great work on, oops, sorry. Hold on. We did some great work on the other location, but it's all underground, right? We know it's great, but you can't see anything.
Yeah,
So you
right.
drive over it. But this one you can physically see, and they did a great job. The other day, Pete's team called up the fire department of Ocean Grove, and because we have a drought right now, we had a massive flood the days it was installed, and then they just yesterday flooded with 1,000 gallons of water in each of the rain gardens, and they perked up very well. I stopped over there today. So if you get a chance, walk over there. It's right down the street from the auditorium, Pilgrim Pathway. Just keep walking to Asbury Park and you'll see it. The next one is to the left, to the west, and it's the first fire lane. And we should all pat ourselves on the back because it really, really looks great. And I'm sure Gail and the Wesley Lake team, I know they really enjoy it, and they're going to be putting an article in soon in the Coaster. So you'll be seeing that. So I thank everybody. Pete, you had I think there's a bill of $136,600. Do you confirm that as a valid figure at this point in time to pay?
We did process an engineer certificate for the work completed by the contractor. The one item that remains, Don, is the tree well, which will go over in Allenhurst. If we can do one or more than one, we'll talk about that. Figure
And
that
that's
out.
not billed yet.
That's not billed yet, just so everyone knows, but the work that has been billed and has been approved by our office as being complete totals that 136,000 plus or minus.
So I move for payment to Precise Construction of $136,600 from our coffers. And the check won't be.
Wait, we don't have that kind of money. We
What's
don't
that?
have that. We don't have that.
We do have that kind of money.
Done.
We do.
Done.
We're good. We're good. But we'll have next, we'll have to have our financial guy work it out, but we do have that kind of money in the bank. We just reported that, right? We have 145,000 in the one checking account, so we're good. And we'll have more money coming in, so.
But what if we don't get it?
Well, remember, we're not going to be paying this out for 30 days, right, to the next meeting. So we don't cut the check till then. So we can transfer some money from the money market back into the checking to have some extra cash.
Why don't you wait to talk to Ricky?
I really don't want to wait, Jesse, and I'll tell you why. Because we really let them wait 6 to 8 months last time. We didn't pay them. And I felt bad. And
We already authorized paying them 50,000 at one point. We authorized paying them 50,000 a few months ago, which we didn't pay.
we didn't pay it then.
No. In case they were going to bill
You
us
want
and
to
we needed the
authorize
money.
Jesse, you okay with 100,000, Jesse?
You know what, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's not up to me.
Well, we can authorize it. We don't have to pay it. We can get the financial officer to come back and see. I mean, the money's there. I mean,
It's up to you. I'm just the clerk. I'm not the finance person. And
what do you don't think we had the money? I mean, are you more comfortable with
want to authorize it? Go
Jesse,
ahead.
are you more comfortable with
no, I'm not.
Are you more comfortable with 100,000?
Nope, I'm not going to say a word. I shouldn't have said anything.
Don,
It's
why
up to
don't
you.
if I may, Don,
Hunt, I'm sorry, go ahead.
why don't you authorize it subject to the approval of your chief?
I can't hear you, Hunt.
You should be able to hear me. Anybody else having a,
Nope, I can hear
We can
you.
hear you.
so my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
suggestion is to authorize it subject to the approval of the chief financial officer. I can't hear you now.
I heard you.
Okay,
Yep.
Hunt, that's fine. We'll do it with the provision that it's based on the approval of the CFO. I like that. And we'll know
All
next
right.
month.
Don, sorry I'm late. I didn't know Bruce wasn't going to be here and I had trouble getting on Zoom. I couldn't get the connection. I had to go on a deal site. So
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
I see it.
thanks.
Thank you.
Tony.
So that's the motion on the table.
Okay,
Pay the 136,600 based on the CFO's approval. Okay,
okay.
any seconds? You guys
I'll
get-
second.
Okay,
Okay. Allenhurst,
Yes.
Asbury Park?
I'm just going to abstain until I'm confused, so I don't want to vote for something I'm not clear
okay,
about.
that's fair.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Lock Arbor,
Yes.
and Ocean.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, he doesn't cut the check until next month, so there's time. And we should have another approximately $30,000 in the coffers from the state soon. We hope. We get the paperwork.
Oh, Jesse, did you guys have enough people to approve the minutes from and all of that other
Yes.
stuff?
Yep,
Okay.
we're good. Thanks, Tony.
Okay, let me
Okay.
keep rolling, guys. I think that's it for that piece, right, Pete? Okay. Shoreline protection. Jeannie's done a great job coordinating, trying to get to the state folks. The problem is we've had a couple of different problems in the last couple of weeks along the lake. 1302 Edgewood has been a problem, and the state is looking into it, the town's looking into it. They removed some trees, they removed the bulkhead. We're checking to see if they have permits or not. And the town and the state's investigating it. That's the best I could say. I'm disgusted with it. Very saddened because it was one of the prettiest views of the lake, and we lost 3 spectacular trees, which I don't believe should have come down. Anyway, I'll leave it there.
I just want to mention, the last meeting, I had said I was going to write again to Robert Clark, who
Yeah.
is the regional supervisor for the NJDEP Bureau of Coastal Land Use. And he did reply on May 3rd, and he
Right.
said Things have been hectic with our staff members leaving, understaffed program. He's going to reach out to the DEP staff to check availability for a meeting with us, and he'll get back to us as soon as he can.
Yeah. Jeannie, this might turn into a bigger meeting we all think. We may end up bringing Vingo Pal in, and Steve's doing a little research on some issues. And we got to stop what's going on in the lake. There's 3 or 4 properties that have ripped up the shoreline, and we can't stand it anymore. I can't, we gotta put a stop to it. And I believe the DEP doesn't have, some of their people do not have the right information. And Steve and I, and you will hopefully help them see the light, because they treat us a little differently than other locations.
Mm.
We'll see what happens with that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's that. Carp and goose. Carp are nesting right now. They're going wild. And I've
Geese.
seen some interesting videos with the carp spawning. So hopefully later in the year we can take care of that, but I'm not going to talk about that now. But the goose is a great story. Jeannie, have you been talking to Nicole?
Yeah, yesterday I was in communication with Nicole from the USDA. She told me that she's treated a lot more nests this year. She also said the nesting season slowed down tremendously, which is normal for this time of year. But next week, I think Monday is her last day.
Right.
Her group for looking for nests or treating those that we've reported.
Right.
I just want to say one thing. I think it's important for the public to know that this was the first year that the DLC took on managing the USDA goose saddling project for all 7 municipalities. I know we on the commission know this, but we've had exceptional cooperation from the leadership of the towns we represent. But also there's been a really enthusiastic response from the public in helping us to succeed at this initiative in controlling the goose population. So I know everybody's really grateful to the public for their support. And kudos to all the commissioners who helped get permission slips signed, by property owners, because I know we had to go actually to people's homes, knock on doors, bring the permission slip, get them signed, email them back. I was lucky. I got to meet some neighbors I've never really spoken with before. But anyway, just kudos to everybody.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting our report from Nicole regarding the number of nests that she actually treated, how many eggs that she treated. And then we can share that with our towns and thank them for being part of that. And hopefully
it's
everybody
been great.
will pay in.
I've only seen one group of babies, and that's roaming around Asbury and Asbury and Interlaken, back and forth. And
Right, I've seen them too. Same ones.
same ones. They're growing like weeds, but that's it. That's the only group I've
Yeah.
seen. So that's a big
Don-
pat on the back. Yeah.
Don, I was visiting a friend in Illinois, and he's close to the Mississippi River. And I was talking to this guy that he remediates carp on the Mississippi River. He was hired by Illinois to do that. I have his phone number up, and he's got these 2 big John boats, and he uses these huge nets. From what he does, and he comes back every 2 or 3 times a year on the Mississippi River. And I was just wondering if maybe one of us.
We'll talk offline on that, Tony. I'd like to get the information on that. Okay.
Okay, I can give him a call and ask him. And
Sure. Yeah. Let's get a contact with him. We'll have a conference call.
okay,
The other thing I did get I sent Jesse a bill for the goose chasers. I just found, I mean, for some reason they mailed it to my house. So we'll have to deal with that next month. I'm not going to deal with that now. You get it, Jess?
Yes, thank you.
We're going to be treating the same way we did too, using I hate to use the word chemical because I know nobody likes me to use that word, but we're going to be applying to grass again, Steve, this year.
We've been doing it.
Oh, it started already?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good. I didn't know that. When did we start doing?
2 months ago, I think.
Oh, okay,
But
great.
That could be one reason why we're doing less goose nests. I don't know. I'd like to get that on the website so people can use them. people in Lock Harbor or whoever, whatever towns, Interlake residents can use them. It's up to them. They can almost use any substance they want, but it seems like ours is working.
It rejects it, you mean?
No, it's goose stoppers. It's a
Oh,
different
goose
material.
stoppers, right,
It's a different
okay.
material. So, anyway, the lake,
Projects, it's another one, but
What's-
yeah,
Would you send me those two? If Don wants those on the website, I'll put them on.
okay.
Steve, could you send me those?
yeah.
when
You want me
get
to,
them?
I can send, do you want me to send the label? Is,
Sure.
Yeah, whatever,
okay.
whatever would help me to make it visible and the
Yeah.
information, sure, thank you.
Yeah.
Ocean,
So it'll be a PDF. There'll be 2 PDFs. It'll be the official label of the product.
Okay, does it give information at all? Okay,
It
thank
gives
you.
all the details about how to apply, what the ecotoxicity is, stuff like that.
All right, terrific, thank you.
Okay, on the next subject, restoration of the 4 lakes. The 2 lakes we know Ocean is planning to dredge is Terrace Pond, the back section, and also Lollipop Pond. We're in discussions with that with a couple folks with Ocean. We also included, we have a discussion going on Lollipop Pond. Steve and I are discussing with a group that's going to be formed, and the town asked me for a motion from the DLA Commission to give basically support for a Lollipop Pond advisory board, I guess we'd say, to look at the shoreline, and they want to put a path around Lollipop Pond and clean it up. So I said we could do that. Is that a problem with anyone?
What is it, Don? that they want?
It's basically a motion to support Ocean Township in its efforts to improve Lollipop Pond.
How would we do that?
We're not doing anything. We're
No,
just-
how,
They want to form a committee,
right,
and within the town, a subcommittee within the town, like not a commission, but a subcommittee. I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but it's a group that will advise the advisory group to the mayor on Lollipop Pond.
and what do they want us to help with?
They want us to support the effort.
Oh,
So that's all they're looking for. And maybe we could, I might suggest that we have maybe I would be a member of that group since I'm on the DLA commission. So I guess my motion is a motion that DLA supports the efforts of Ocean Township to improve Lollipop Pond. And we would like at least one representative on that advisory board for the mayor.
okay, I'll support that.
Okay.
Make-
We need a vote on that, I guess.
So Ocean's moving and Asbury Park seconding. And we have Allenhurst,
Yes.
Asbury Park,
Yes,
Interlaken,
Yes.
Lock Harbor,
Yes.
and Ocean.
Yes.
Don, did you hear back from that guy about moving the call to 4 o'clock on Monday?
I didn't hear back from him. No, not yet.
Okay,
I got to make a Zoom. I still have to make that Zoom call.
yeah. I mean,
Set up, so-
unfortunately, I can't do noon time, so. but-
That's okay.
All
It's
right.
Monday, right?
Monday, yeah,
Yeah, we got time.
okay.
Just remind me if you can. I
Yeah,
gotta-
I'll send you another email. Okay,
Water testing, we're still talking to, Monmouth University is doing it. I've seen people around the CloudNet folks doing it. But I also saw a note from Sworn, and we're still looking to go back into the back reaches of Deal Lake and the tributaries, looking for, human waste. So we're not there yet. We're not in the summer months, so I think we got another month to discuss it. But I think we already voted on going back and testing those locations, I believe. But we did find a spot at Seaview Mall. The environmental commissioner and myself of Ocean Township took a ride during that big storm and on the first weekend of May, last week in April, first week of May. And we drove during the rainstorm all around Ocean, checking out all the flooding, which was amazing. And at Seaview Mall, we actually smelled some sewer water. So we think we caught a spot that has potential. We called the sewer authority. They checked, they did a a real quick check, but they didn't find anything. But we're gonna try to do testing in that location down the road, but it was around, right where we're putting our project, right there. So that's gonna be fun.
This is a separate thing, not to do with what you're talking about on in terms of sewerage, but we do need at least one new volunteer who would like to become a citizen scientist and get trained by Dr. Adolph or his assistant. And they provide you with training and materials to test the water of Deal Lake on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. So if you're interested, if you know anyone who's interested, go to our website and look for the widget at the top that says contact info, and that will take you to the page where you can write to us to let us know you're interested in becoming a citizen scientist. You can put citizen scientist in the subject.
Yeah, we'll talk to the. Well, I think you've been saying that in the newsletter too, right?
I'm going to put it in the next newsletter, yeah.
And that's very informative. Thanks, Jeannie. The stormwater grant, we're still working out. Peter, you want to address that? Where we're at with the storm?
This is the funding received from DEP for the proposed improvements along the loop road of Seaview Square Mall, running from Seaview Square Mall toward Terrace Pond. When we got notification of the award of the funding, we responded with Steve's assistance and Don's assistance through the online response network that the DEP created. Used to be SAGE, and now it's PMRS. Matt Mariano from our office did it, got a response. We've had it for a little while. He has to make the changes. We've already discussed it, but unfortunately he had an automobile accident and has been in and out of the office. But he has the information ready, and we're probably going to submit it early next week, at which time the DEP will then forward the agreement to the Deal Lake Commission and the project can formally start. So thanks to Don, thanks to Steve for your assistance, and we'll be looking forward to moving this project forward.
And we'll let you know more in the next month. We should be
Absolutely.
on board with the actions next month.
What's the total amount, Peter, for that grant?
I believe it was $890,000. I don't know if that's an exact number or
Right,
not.
around that, yeah.
That's
Range of
right
that.
around the number.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
JCP&L violation, no update on that. The weed treatment, I met with the gentleman who won the contract. And Steve, what was the name of the company again? It's up in North Jersey.
Lake Science?
What's that?
Lake Management Services.
Lake Management Services. Thanks.
So it's Chris Hanlon, Hanlon. And I did reach out to him as well to ask him to please, make sure I'm included on any of those emails. And I asked him for a date that he expects to do a site inspection, because I'd like to be present if it's in the morning.
Well, I think he did the inspection. He's just the date of the actual treatment.
I meant the date of the treatment. Right.
And he's in contact with also the golf course, which is great, right? He met the guy. He actually drove out. We had a golf cart and went in the back. He's going to take his boat and go in the back of the golf course to get in there. It's very difficult to get in. It is. By the way, that's one of the reasons we want to dredge. We can now get weed treatment boats back in there. We can't do it right now. It's impossible. So with their normal, that back road section that Ocean owns, it's impossible to get a boat in. So, but it was good. He seems competent and he's willing to do the job. And
he's good. They're a good outfit. They've been around for a long time.
Does anybody else have old business I missed or we missed? Okay, let's go to new business. I have 2 items that aren't listed here. I just came to me. There's new telephone poles going to be coming down Corley's Avenue. If you drove down Darlene, you saw the giant telephone poles going down Darlene. They're going to continue down Corley's Avenue in West Allenhurst and end up going across the lake they're gonna put a giant pole in the West Allenhurst in a park area. And so I got the paperwork from Ocean Township. I haven't shared it with anybody because I'm a little confused by it. So when I get more clarification, I'll send it out. But they're gonna put like a 4-foot pole, a metal pole on the, I think it's the southeast section of the bridge. I'm sorry, it's not southeast, southwest section of the bridge. So on South Edgemere. And that means they're gonna take some trees down, and I would like some replacement trees, that type of thing. So I don't really care about the pole, to be honest with you, but I know Allenhurst does. Allenhurst is fighting it. So right now, everything's at a stalemate until they work out an arrangement with Allenhurst.
What's the poll for? Do you know?
Put new electric lines, higher electric lines, higher voltage, Peter, is that true?
What it is, and they did come to Interlaken Planning Board. It's a resiliency project which links the substation in Neptune Township on Neptune Boulevard near the ShopRite, down Neptune Boulevard, down Route 66, down Route 35, through Ocean Township, through Interlaken, back through Ocean to Allenhurst, tying into the Allenhurst substation on Main Street with the theoretical representation, I say, because I listen to them, but I don't necessarily agree with everything they say, that it will improve their ability to provide electrical service in times when they would typically lose it through storm events. So the pole in Interlaken is 85 feet high. It's steel. We required a planning board approval for a second structure on one property. They got it, but it's not yet formally approved because the DOT is reviewing the need for a guide rail in front of the pole.
Got
But that's the turn, Don, the one you were talking about, the turn
Right,
from
yeah, yeah.
Darlene to Orleans.
Right.
That's where the Interlaken.
I
pole
got
is.
you.
Yeah.
It's a big structure. It's
Yeah.
It's gonna make an impression on the lake for sure. I don't know if we have any say in that, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, any questions on that? Okay, and and we just, I just want to re-emphasize the rainstorm we had. That thing was about a 6-inch rainstorm. Some sections, they say were 9 inches in Ocean, in Wayside. It was a lot of water. It was scary. We survived. We had the flume open from Friday night all the way to Monday or Sunday night. And it was just constantly open. Thank God, no surge came in. We had no stoppage in the water flow at all. But it was scary. And the lack of trees, the trees cutting down matter. Stormwater management matters. And but it was a lot of rain. I mean, it was equivalent to what, Steve and Peter? What kind of storm was that? A 200-year storm? I mean, it was huge. Pete?
Yeah, I don't
8
know.
inches. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
24 hours.
Yeah,
Well,
Little
yeah,
less
I
than
would say
100-year
that.
storm. They've upped the numbers now for the 100-year storm event, so you'd probably give it to 75 to 80-year storm, that type of quality.
somewhere in there. If it's
Yeah.
6 inches of rainfall, maybe about the 50-year storm.
Yeah, if it's 6 inches, if it was less than 8, if it was 6 inches, about a 50-year storm
Yeah.
event.
What was scary was it usually after it stops, it takes 2.5 hours and the lake starts going down. It didn't go down for 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
It just kept on coming up. It was incredible. So
We
anyway,
got some, I wasn't going to say anything about this, but we got some, I don't want to call it criticisms, but site development concerns raised in some emails. You know, when our office inspects the site development, we look at it on a daily basis. When the storm event comes on a weekend, we're not necessarily out there Saturday and Sunday,
right.
but we'll be out there Monday morning, first thing, looking at it. So when an email comes out taking pictures of a storm event that occurred over a weekend,
Right.
you may have some issues with the site and the compliance of the site after that storm event. So
Oh, right.
that happened at one of our sites, and we took care of it Monday morning. So
Right. Right.
people that complain for the sake of complaining, it's really not necessary. We are out there, we're doing our job. the towns are doing their job. If it's an ongoing issue, that's a maintenance concern, we'll know about it very quickly.
Yeah. I know the Coke plant looks pretty good though. I tell you, I went by it today and
Does.
everything looked great. And
Yeah.
that's, I guess, one of the biggest concerns, and that looks fine.
One other bit of new business, if I may.
Sure.
Interlaken got a Monmouth County Open Space grant
Thank
for
you.
improvements to their park, which is ongoing right now. Great contractor. Two ancillary, as you know, projects with it: kayak access on Windermere and Scarba, and a pedestrian access which can be used for kayak access on Bridlemere. They're going to be moving forward soon. Met with the contractor recently, staked out the locations, and he will be providing plans for the pathway down to the water's edge and kayak ramp, kayak storage
Got it.
facility.
That's great. That's great.
So if anybody sees it, please don't call the DEP hotline. Please call Don or call me or call Interlaken, because it's work that's approved. It's on borough property. It does not require a permit. It's above the water elevation. It's not impacting the lake body itself, but it's providing public access, and we're looking forward to it.
If you don't, you got to kill a couple carp though, if you do it.
Oh, yeah, we do. We'll have like a throwing area for
Yeah.
spears down there by the water.
Carp bow hunting area. So, all right, thanks,
Thank
Pete.
you. Thank you.
Any other new business?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to share that the 3 Asbury Park Lake Commissioners, and the other 2 are here tonight, I think, Sunset and Wesley, Gail and Barbara are here. We were invited to attend an informal meeting of the Asbury Park Public Arts Commission this week. And the Public Arts Commission wanted to share the news with us about a new initiative they've launched. There's an artist named Howard Shore, who is also an avid art collector. And he has in his collection numerous sculptures that were created by an array of prominent sculpture artists. So Mr. Shore has donated a number of sculptures from his private collection to the city of Asbury Park. The Arts Commission shared photos of these sculptures with us and some potential locations for installing them. 2 of the larger metal sculptures the Arts Commission feels would be best viewed in the far eastern end of Deer Lake, in the large area near the Flume Building. So the Arts Commission asked me to invite commissioners to provide their input regarding these sculptures in that location. I spoke with Dawn this week about it and explained what I'd like to do is send the photos of the sculptures and information about them, their dimensions and so forth. They're pretty valuable pieces of art. So within the next few days, I'd like to send that to the commissioners. And if you'd like to offer any input, please email me and I'll share it with the Asbury Park Public Arts Commission.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks, Jeannie. Sounds exciting.
They're going to be putting art all over, sculptures all over the
No,
place.
it's nice. Asbury Park, I just saw today the sewer plant on the east side. They're painting new murals right now today.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, anything else? Any other new business? Okay, Commissioner's last word. Let's start with Jeannie. Just go ahead.
Well, I know we're going to talk about this, and you know better whether Ryan Burke, the Eagle Scout, whether he has finished, but I've been walking around and noticing how many of the monofilament recycling containers that he's put around the lake. He came to me several months ago and we went through his plan, and then he came back again, and I just made some suggestions to him and he has taken those suggestions, did a great job from what I can see. I mean, with the project, he's a high school kid. And you'll see them around the lake. So Don and I shared with Don, I would like to at some point, actually the funding came from the Deer Lake Watershed Alliance for this project, but I'd like to, I think you'd be interested to meet him, and I'd like to invite him to come to maybe next month or the month after, once
Invite him next month. That'd be good.
next month.
Yeah, you give him 5 minutes and he could do a
Right.
nice presentation.
Can show you pictures and show you where he's put them. He's done a lot of work, and
I
it's
know Margot would
really-
enjoy that.
it's inspirational. I think you'll be inspired.
Thanks, Jeannie. Yeah, his birthday was yesterday, and he got through his Scoutmaster conference on Tuesday with yours truly, and just barely got through. He had to go home and get some paperwork, and I was able to sign it, and he got through. So I was very happy for him. He's a great kid, great kid.
He's done a great job.
And he's got a brother coming up too, so I got two Burks. Okay,
Nice.
thanks, Jeannie. Margot, what's up?
Okay, I just wanted to say that we are, working on the tree ordinance. It's been in at least 4 of our meetings, and not that easy of a thing to pass. So we're still working on it. There's a lot of pushback from residents. They're very afraid that their rights are going to be restricted if they ever want to put a pool in or put an addition on their house. And it's one of the meetings that the most people have ever turned up at.
Wow.
When they sent out a letter, obviously, to all the residents asking what they thought about it. So I just wanted you to know that we are working on it, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Good for you, Margot.
Very good.
So that's
John,
pretty much.
could I just add a little something to that, if
Sure.
I may?
Yeah.
Margot, our office just received email from DEP, and their stormwater management rules are being enhanced, as they call it. I don't call it an enhancement. I think it's an infringement on our rights to include ordinance wording, model ordinance wording for tree permits.
Permits, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to mandate that we adopt them as a part of the stormwater management permit, but it's something that I'll share with you. I'll give it to you so you can read it and see if between the two of us, we can figure out what their intent is.
Okay.
Not being endorsed by everyone because a lot of people don't like it, but we'll talk about it and maybe it'll help us get through our Lock Arbor issue.
Okay. Thanks. Pete.
Okay, you just reminded me that a lot of people, even though they stood up and spoke against it, at the end, everybody said, I am for a tree ordinance, just not this tree ordinance
Okay.
specifically. So
Yeah.
All right.
hopefully, next few months.
Thanks.
It's difficult.
Thank you.
There's not many trees in the Lock Arbor to cut down. So I mean,
There really aren't.
you can
We should
almost
have
go
had
around and pick them. Pick this
Yeah,
one,
really
we'll save
sad.
this one. You know what I mean?
Very sad, yeah.
No, it's almost a tree planting ordinance. You mean?
Well, we're trying to do like take one down, put one up, that kind of thing. There's all different nuances to
Yeah.
it. But
We're
We're trying.
battling the
We
same
are-
thing. We're battling the
yes,
same
we are
thing.
trying.
It's a tough one.
Hey, Steve, what's up? Last word, Steve.
He's muted.
Steve,
He's
Does he hear me?
muted.
he doesn't hear me?
He's muted.
Unmute yourself. I just hit the button for
I
him.
think it froze.
I think he
He
froze.
does look frozen.
Steve is a man for no words here.
No,
Let's see.
Steve, Steve
there he goes.
Merlin, do you have,
Frozen now.
Last word, Stephen.
oops. You're muted, Steve.
Okay, how about now?
That's good.
Now,
Perfect.
Okay, so I've just been looking at the progress made at the Interlaken Park. They put in a lot of trees. There's road trees lining Bridlemere Avenue, a couple other plantings within the park. And they're cutting the path. I don't know if that's Parr's course that's running along the perimeter of the park.
Yeah, it's nice. I think somebody on the screen here was involved with that, I think. Mr. Avakian. So yeah, that's great. Anthony, anything you got?
Nothing much, like it was stuff I stated before. We are progressing, and I think we're progressing a lot quicker than we have in the past. And I just see positives and new ideas, and I think in the next few years we will see a market improvement in a lake. if we continue along this path.
I hope, as long as we get DEP on, and my last word is, my goal is to get DEP more engaged with our lake. I mean, I think there's different players and they don't know what the hell's going on. And we got to have one team of DEP dealing with Deal Lake, not multiple facets.
Yeah.
And between Jeannie and I and Pete and Steve, I think we'll be able to make that happen. So, okay, that's it. Let's open it up to the public.
A motion to open the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Okay, public, we got Mr. Mullins and Gail and Barbara. Anybody? Any words of wisdom? Brian?
No words of wisdom from me. Sorry for the critical emails, Peter.
That was a word of wisdom itself. Thank you.
Gail, I see Gail unmuting. What's up, Gail? Gail? Uh-oh.
Once again for the beautiful rain gardens.
You guys hear? You guys hear her?
Yeah, she said something. We can barely hear you, Gail. You started.
I said, thank you once again for the beautiful rain gardens.
We just need rain, Gail. You got to work on that.
No,
Okay.
thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. You
It
know,
really turned out nice. It was great coordination with Peter and the camp meeting and you, and I'll tell you, it worked. It's much better than I envisioned.
Yeah, and Peter's been talking about this and dreaming about this for as long as I've known him.
How
So-
long? How long, Gail?
How we made those ugly,
it's
You went to
10
Miles
years.
University, for goodness sake. and talked
how
about
we
it.
made those ugly telephone poles look good is beyond me.
One thing I just want to say, Don, and thanks to you and thanks to Gail for doing this and thanks to the Sunset Group. The reason we got the funding with Steve's help was because you regionalized the grant application and included Wesley and Sunset in with the Deal Lake Commission grants. So, as much as we're saying what a great job, it's really because of you, Gail, because of you and the Wesley Lake Commission that we got the grant. So thank you. And I hope it grows quickly so we get to enjoy it over summertime.
Yes, I think it will. And the floating islands also look great.
Just so nobody puts pot plants in there, we're good.
Hey, what's wrong with
We
that?
did not do it. We did not do it. All right, that's it from here. Jesse,
A motion to close the public hearing?
I'll
second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And good night.